There is so much talk going on right now about bullying, not only on a nationwide scale because of the things that have happened recently in schools, but even on a local scale. There's parents and posts on our local pages about bullying in the school districts here. And the Lord tells me that it's time for me to talk about my personal experience with bullying because it is not a new problem. There are lives that have been destroyed because of this problem, lives that will never be what they could have been because of the bullying problem that has been going on in schools for decades. I am 46 years old, and I was bullied mercilessly by a very large portion of my classmates from second grade until 12th grade in the school district that I grew up in. And I even went through several different schools, but it never seemed to fail. If I moved to a new school, there was somebody else from another school who knew me and knew how much of an easy target that I seemed to be, that they just pulled their friends right in on it, and boom, it just never stopped. Day in and day out. For 10 years, I went from a war zone in my house where I lived with an abusive stepfather and a neglectful mother to a peer abuse situation in my classrooms for 10 years, every day. And now, as a 46-year-old woman, I have behind me 30 years, 35, 38 years of really bad decisions, trying to numb what was broken inside of me from the childhood that I had. A lot of bad decisions. I was 38 before I fully turned myself to God and got off of methamphetamines and started trying to rebuild myself as a new creation because I was nothing but bits and pieces before then, held together by drugs and bad decisions. Now I'm still a very broken woman. I have a lot of symptoms and triggers and internal wars that outwardly they will mirror almost being like a high functioning autistic person. Like, I just get, it's really hard to explain. There's a lot of sounds, a lot of situations that'll trigger me, and I just want to run and hide. I have a hard time in most social situations. The more people that are around, the harder it gets for me. And most of the trouble that I have is I keep it inside. I've learned to wear a mask and try to appear normal in these situations, but I'm not. I'll never be. Because there are things inside of me that are, it feels irreparably broken. I was diagnosed with PTSD many years ago because of my childhood. And recently it's come to my attention that there's now another diagnosis that would likely fit me better, that hasn't been professionally given, but I'm sure given the chance and the insurance to get it, they would use it. And that's complex PTSD. Because it wasn't just one, tragic situation or traumatic situation that has caused my problems. It was 10 years of living in a battlefield, in my home and in my school. I worked so hard today to try to build a better life. And I still struggle a lot, but I'm struggling in different ways now that I'm off the drugs, now that I'm not running from man to man trying to find my comfort in them, now that I run to God for my comfort. But all these pieces, they're still broken. Bullying changes lives, and not for the better. It can have long-term effects. It can stop a person from being whatever they could have been. So please, if you are a parent, talk to your children. Help them to understand why They should not be breaking another human being just for their own entertainment and a few laughs. And if you are a teacher or an educator or an adult witnessing bullying situations, please take the time to interfere. Don't brush it off as kids being kids. Don't think the child being bullied needs to just toughen up and learn how to take it. It will break them. Please. Share the message. Educate people. And let's really, really make a mass effort to try and correct this horrible thing that has destroyed many more people than me. It hasn't been easy to share this, but the Lord said it was time. I pray it comes out to do some good in the world. I hope you all have a blessed evening.